me what happens after we die.
Well, I think you have to wait for me to die and then I can ask you. But I don't think we die. I don't think that death
The body
exists.
dies, no?
Yes, the body, you can say, dies. It transforms itself. It's an envelope.
Mhm.
I don't believe there is such a thing as death. There is a transmutation, a transformation, a passage to different shape and forms. But our essence keep going and going and going. We never were born. We never died. It's our vessel that is passing through that kind of experience.
Mhm.
So if we can really deeply, profoundly comprehend that, then we will most likely resolve the biggest fear of all, which is the fear of death. If we, it is amazing what happens once we shift to that kind of consciousness, awareness that we are not going to die. Because if I get to the knowing cellularly that I am, I always have been, and I always will be, then I can relax. I can, okay, I have all the time I want.
Yeah.
And there is no such contraction and anxiety and sense of rush. And also we don't see anything anymore too seriously. We don't take anything more too seriously, because it's just this earthy experience from the soul point of view is just a blink of an eye. It's not it. Our mind wants us to believe that we will stop existing and our existence is very short. But 50, 70, 80, 100, 120 years for the soul is like a blink of an eye. It's just done. And what's next? Let's do the next thing. And again, once we expand our awareness to the fact that we are not going to die, then the way how we navigate through the journey is much more in a way is much more empowering, because it's like right now I am sitting in this comfortable sofa, and I am in this beautiful room, and I'm talking to you, and we are doing this interesting experience, which is recording conversations and points of view. Mm-hmm. For the sake of having fun and share. Mm-hmm. It's all beautiful. However, if I enter a mind frame where I believe that this is all I got, and there is nothing more, and there's nothing else. Mm-hmm. So all I can do is to live in this sofa, sitting in this position, and you are the only person I can talk to you. This is the only clothing that I can wear, and this is the only room, and this is going to be like that for the rest of my life. Now, what before was pleasant now become really, really heavy and claustrophobic to the point that you can get panic attacks because you want to get out of here, right? So that's the way sometimes we handle life. We think that this is all we got and there is nothing else. And once we expand that and we know that this is just a moment and we have an infinite amount of possibility that will never end, then we can relax and just enjoy this momentarily temporary shape and form that we have chosen, without taking anything too heavy and too seriously, and we can just have fun and play.
Yeah. Well, you can see also with a lot of people are very afraid of death, right?
Yeah, because they have been induced to believe that they are going not to be anymore, not to exist anymore. And also they are afraid of letting go what they are comfortably wearing, the costume that they're wearing right now, as if it was the only possibility. But if you know that you have a huge closet full of different costumes and different clothings, then the idea of changing the clothing doesn't really scare you anymore. You just say, okay, well, it's time to change clothing. All right, let me see what I can wear this time. And you open your closet with infinite amount of shape and forms of clothings and all kind of bodies, all kind of vessels, and you pick the one that you like next time.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for us. I haven't mastered that. Me too, I have an attachment to, and of course, and concerns. I really love this planet. I really love my body. I really love to be here. And I have a deep, profound appreciation. I think as we progress into this rapid unfolding and expanding of consciousness, we will change our relationship with death. But also we might get to the point where we can extend our earthly experience to as long as we want, rather than to a fixated kind of time, a range of time. Right now you live 70, 80, 100, maybe 110 years old, but then it's over. I think as we liberate ourselves from the matrix, that will be that limitation will stop to be, and we will be able to choose consciously how long we want to be in this earthly experience, and when it's time for us to go to the next experience. And also the earthly experience also will be much more flexible and malleable in so many aspects, because the overimposed limitations will probably be shaken off as we gain consciousness and we become more aware. And then we can deprogram ourselves, reprogram ourselves, and we know that the cellular structure of our body are ageless. They just obey to what is our idea of aging, and probably to other limitations. And so I think we can get, probably even in this lifetime, we can manage to stretch quite in a very stretch much more the length of our earthly experience. I think 120 years is what the body seems to be programmed to. I wouldn't be surprised in the next if in the next 20, 30 years we will have access to information that allow us to go to 200, 300 years. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So even by also this process that might occur will also diminish our fear of death.
But how can we overcome the fear of death now?
By living our life fully again. It's always that the answer, it seems like. Because the deeper and more profoundly you step into the living and into the experience, the faster you become aware that death is an illusion. And the more the fear will fade out. It seems like there is also a connection with love. The more you open your heart, the more the fear of separation dissipates, and the more you step into oneness, the degree of polarity that you experience diminished, and separation and death is the king of separation, is the ultimate separation. So I guess becoming a lover, someone who loves himself, herself, and as a consequence love everything that exists, that will probably dissipate the illusion of separations, and with that the ultimate illusion of separation, which is death. In a way, we have to die. We have to experience the idea of die in order to move forward. It's like the caterpillar, kind of, it doesn't really die, it continues. It's just his envelope dies. He lives the script of being a caterpillar. He played a part, it was interesting, and now he take off his costume, and from taking off the costume a butterfly comes out. So in a way that is a very welcome death, because it's not death, it's just a change. It is a wonderful transformational change.
So in that way we have many little deaths in our life. Constantly, right?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. And that's good. If we do not constantly die, we cannot constantly live. We cannot constantly rejuvenate ourselves. I'm constantly reinventing myself. I'm constantly letting go and embracing new, letting go and embracing new. So it is.
So letting go is a kind of dying then?
Yeah, letting go is when you let go, you just allow what doesn't serve you anymore to create space to something new. It's a sign of understanding that there is no such a thing as scarcity, because not be willing to let go, it's because we believe in scarcity. We believe that what we have to hold on or what we have, whatever it is a relationship, or it is furniture in a house, or a job, or a location. When we don't want to let go, we don't have to let go. But if we feel there is not any more expansion, then it's time to let go. And if we don't want to let go when such situation arises, that means that we are afraid that there is not enough, and so we need to hold on what we have, and that create an interesting outcome, because if you don't let go, you don't allow new to come, a new form of abundance to come. And for some people, it's okay. They just don't want to change. They just want to be in the sameness reality. I don't see anything wrong with that, besides the fact that their life is a little bit stagnant, and it's not as vibrant and as transformational as it could be. But since there is no death, and since there is no death, there is no time, and since there is no time, you have all the time you need. Then maybe this lifetime you need to experience stagnancy and hold down to stuff and believe in scarcity. It's a wonderful experience, that one too, you know. So yeah, I know a lot of people that are like that. They are beautiful people. They're just holding on tight on their stuff, whether it's relationship, a job, a location. They just I can see within them that there is a lot of anxiety and a lot of contractions and even anger, which then they project to other situations and other people in order to distract themselves from the anger that they have within themselves, because deep inside they know that they are not allowing themselves to upgrade, to move forward. So they are not at ease with their choice, but their fear of not having enough, or the fear of changing, prevail their desire to move forward. So until the fear is in the ratio is higher, they will have to keep going. Everybody decide what is their own speed of evolution and what is their own speed of becoming more of what they already are. So yeah, and this is all this seems to be around the idea of death.
Yeah. How can we become more of who we really already are? If we already are, how can we become more of that?
By allow what we already are to unfold. If I am a Ferrari and I go 30 miles per hour, obviously the most of me is not expressing itself, right? So I am a Ferrari, but I'm pretending that I am a little Fiat, exactly. And so I go around and telling everybody I'm a Fiat. Deep inside I know that I'm a Ferrari and I can push the accelerator for 350 miles per hour because that's what I'm born to be. But for now I'm just enjoying the limitations of going at 35 miles per hour. Unfortunately, a Ferrari that goes 35 miles per hour, after it ages fast. Because is a car that is born to
Yes.
go really fast, and if you go slow, the oil doesn't work, doesn't circulate well. It start to oxidate. Things don't go well because the engine is like suffering, you know.
Right,
So
they also say that from airplanes, if they stay on the floor, they suffer more, the airplanes, than when they are in the air.
exactly, yeah. That's is working for anything, even a butterfly. If she doesn't fly, she will. Her wings will become calcified, and she will die. So, of course, we have to be in integrity with who we are. But most of us, many of us, are not able just yet, not willing just yet to be in integrity fully. It's okay. It is what it is. Of course, the more people are waking up to their own integrity, the faster this planet will go back to its original blueprint. And so the collective, needs to. It doesn't need to, but it would be much more fun if we all are, driving our Ferrari as fast as we can. That would be much more fun. For now, we are all Ferraris, but we have different beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some people believes to be a Fiat, some people believe to be a bicycle, some people believe to be a little bit faster, maybe a Mercedes, I don't know. But, so we have different level of integrities, and that's why there is so much. In a way, it makes the whole experience fun, because we have so much variety of people that see themselves in different ways.
Yeah.